Gilnovatos, thanks again for tuning into yet another video. Let's just get into it. Of course, I was asked, since I'm working on a fuel tank for the FXLR-ST conversion from my Lowrider S, I was asked, hey, isn't it just cheaper just to buy the FXLR-ST? And that was probably true, I'd say, 2 years ago or a year ago. Now that we see the aftermarket offering different options, I don't think that's the case anymore. Okay, so if you have a 2018 Softail, or if you have whatever you have, doesn't matter if you have a touring model or whatever, you can have many different options here, of course. So as far as the fairing, the overall look of the FXLR-ST, is it cheaper to just trade it in? The answer is no, not anymore. Okay, you're pretty much better off buying from the aftermarket and saving yourself potentially thousands of dollars. Remember that there's interest rates now. The rates have hiked up. They've been raised. I've been seeing folks being offered 14.9% on the loan, which is quite high. That is really high. You could potentially probably find, if you have perfect credit score, you could probably find a good deal. But in my opinion, I still believe it's not it's not worth the surcharge, the markups, the fees, and that sort of stuff. And especially now, if you're financing it, it's going to cost you a lot more money. So you could just save yourself, like I said, thousands of dollars, finish paying off whatever bike you have, and just buying these parts. So let me just show you real quick. Of course, you have Advent Black. They just released this fairing. They also have the bracket, so you don't have to go to the dealership. You don't have to give them a fake VIN number off of a Lowrider ST that you found on Cycle Trader. They will sell you the bracket and the fairing. And look at all the options you have right here, which is really amazing. Okay, they will paint it for you. Okay, you have Barracuda Silver here, so if you have a 2020 Lowrider S, you could get it paint matched. You're gonna save yourself thousands of dollars. Okay, from the prep, primer, and the paint. Like I mentioned in another video, if you want to get this fairing painted, you're looking at $700 to $1,500, depending on the painter where you're taking it to. This one right here, however, you could get it painted already. You save yourself some money. So non-painted, unpainted, you're looking at $1,200 with the bracket for a Lowrider S. And then if you want to get it paint matched, of course, it's going to cost you another $500, so you're at $1,700. But I mean, like I said, you're still going to save yourself. Even if you're calculating the $500, you'll still save yourself $200 if you find the cheapest guy out there to paint the fairing. And on top of that, of course, paint matching it's going to be difficult unless they know exactly what they're doing. It's going to be tough. If you have a I believe that's 2021. Probably not. They have 31 colors, so I'm not going to go through them, okay, guys? But they have 31 colors here. You could match it to just about any year. So here we have, I don't think that's White Sand Pearl, but just look at the colors, you'll find it. You could get it paint matched, and for $500, man, that is worth the money. Okay, you're saving yourself. Like I said, if you could find even the cheapest guy that will probably charge you $700, you're still saving yourself $200. And waiting, that's another thing. When you leave it with your painter, it could be about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe longer than that, until you get it. This is going to be a finished product off the get-go, and you don't have to go anywhere else. You just install it yourself. That's another thing. When you get in unpainted, somebody else might have to fit it for you and all this other stuff. These are already painted, and not only are they painted, but the back piece, the inner fairing, is also painted. So that's another thing that you might have to consider when you get it. When you get a Lowrider ST from Harley-Davidson, the inner fairing, which is the backside of the fairing, it's not painted. The backside on these are paint matched. So, which is also, kind of an upgrade. If you guys seen the specials and the standards, the road glides and the street glides, the inner fairing is just a matte black. When you get the special, they come in a high gloss black. Yeah, so I just wanted to, of course, put that in there. And of course, same thing with the Lowrider ST. If you want that Lowrider ST look, of course, the saddlebags are $1,500. So overall, paint match. This, of course, doesn't have a paint match option. You'll have to go to the dealership, but I doubt it. These are only in vivid black. So I guess you could get them paint matched. I'm not sure how much Harley's going to charge, but $1,500 plus, let's just say unpainted, $1,200. That's less than $3,000. You'll probably, if you trade in, you'll probably lose maybe about $4,000 to $5,000 on your trade in, depending on what model you have, what bike you have. If you have a Street Bob, they'll try to give you maybe $12,000 for it. They will probably even try to give you $10,000 for it. And considering what these STs are going for in my area, you're looking at $25,000 to $27,000 with the markups and the fees. So you're saving yourself a lot of money, even if you go with the FXLRS-T saddlebags. So not only, of course, do you have this option, but let's say you want something a little bit different, kind of like what we saw with Blockhead. So here's another option right here. I'm just throwing these in there just to kind of get you guys to, think about all the other options that you have and all the money you could save, by going something else. So you have, of course, these chopped saddlebags. These are the same ones on the Blockhead channel, or Blockhead's Lowrider S. So, you can save yourself even more money. And then, of course, you also have carbon fiber options. These are a lot more expensive, but, another just option out there just to kind of show you guys that, these aren't the only ones. And, of course, you also have Leather Pros, which is my favorite saddlebags. And they're $700. They're expandable. They're soft saddlebags. You could fit anything in them. You can even fit odd-shaped, stuff in there. These hard saddlebags, you're limited to the shape of the saddlebag. You're limited by the size of the saddlebag. With a soft saddlebag like the Leather Pros, you could put in just about anything in there, and it'll hold the shape, and they're high quality. They're also made in America. Leather Pros, a solid option, $700, $800. Very, very well made and quality, made in the USA, of course. These right here, these are made in China from Harley-Davidson. 100%. I'm 100% sure that these are made in China. So you guys can let me know in the comments, what do you guys think? FXLRS-T, should you build your own? The answer is absolutely yes. You should stay away from the dealerships. If you're in California, or depending on your dealer, most of these dealers are going to have markups and fees. I just saw a CVO, a Road Glide CVO, going for $67,000. I'm not going to say, which dealership, but of course it's the limited edition. The what is it called? The color, the wine or the brandy color. I can't remember. It's the higher end one. Of course, it's a $10,000 color option from Harley-Davidson, and on top of that, not only you're paying for that, you're also paying for the markup and the Street Glide with the brandy color. I can't remember. It's not the silver one. It's the other one. It's the beige or the tangerine. I'm just gonna call it the tangerine color. That one right now at my dealership is going for $67,000. So like I said, just great option. Advent Black, knocking it out of the park. And of course they have the mounting options for everything. You guys could check this out right here. You have the Lowrider S 117. These are a little bit different from the 114s, of course. And then you have the solid, the Softail Standard, the Sport Glide, the Fat Bob. You have, I believe they're also introducing the Road Kings pretty soon, so they're going to have more options. And I believe they're also looking at adding brackets for the Sportsters, and maybe even the Sportster S, the Revolution Max, which is it's a big deal. And like I said, for $1,200, man, you know what? It's a solid option. I'm glad we finally have an option for the rest of us. I don't know. And of course, you could also get this smoked out, so you don't have to get the plain clear windshield. You could get the smoke, and then, you know, potentially save yourself a little bit more money, because you know, it has that custom look to it when it has this tint. So enough rambling. Thanks for tuning in. That's, you know, my 2 cents as far as should you buy a lowrider ST, trade in your bike, all that other stuff. Absolutely not. If you have a street bob, if you have a Softail standard and you want this fairing, this is by far the best. You know, if you want the look, of course, you're not getting the inverted forks, you're not getting the dual disc brakes, you're not getting, depending on which one you have, of course. I'm just saying, if you have a Softail standard or a street bob, you're not going to get the dual disc brakes, the improved you know, monoshock on the rear, the full fender. There's a lot of stuff you know, besides you know, getting the lowrider ST and compared to your Softail standard. Okay, there's a lot of components in there. Of course, you have a 5-gallon tank, inverted forks, dual disc brakes, the 117 compared to a 107, and then you also have that taller shock on the rear. But if you have a lowrider S, kind of like myself, a 2020, and you want the lowrider ST look to it, save yourself the money, go with the Advent Black option, and then buy whatever saddlebag you want. All right, life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.